Commission meeting. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Trina, please do a roll call.
Yes, Mayor Morris,
Here.
Commissioner Elmer,
Here.
Commissioner Garvin is on a leave of absence, Commissioner Macy Baker,
Here.
Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
Great. We have five items listed on the consent agenda. Would any commissioner like to remove anything from the consent agenda?
No.
No? Do I have a motion to accept the consent agenda?
Motion to accept.
So I have a motion from Commissioner Johnson. Do I have a second? Second. Second from Commissioner Lisa Macy Baker. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Thank you. Number 4, included in the packet are accounts payable and purchasing reports. Are there any questions on these reports? All right. Don't have any, so we're gonna move on. We have no employee introductions tonight. Next, we have a report from our consultant and partner, Brent Kelleher, but he is on another job site temporarily. We're hoping that he can be here by the end of the meeting. So we're gonna move on and come back to him when he arrives. So there are no appearance requests on the agenda for tonight. Oh, wait a minute. I missed something here. Design development presentation, is that through Brent as well or
No,
separate? Okay, just the way it's here.
That's Stephen and Jeremiah.
Okay, so we have a design development presentation on our new facility project and invite Chad Hudson up.
Good evening.
Chad, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Tonight, we have our OAC team, owner, architect, contractor group here to present the design development package, which will involve some drawings, so we'll kind of see what the building looks like. We'll also have a budget and schedule. So this will be the last presentation for the OAC team before we bring forth the guaranteed maximum price proposal, probably May timeframe. So with that, I'd like to introduce, I think most of you have met him, Stephen Olhaber from MW&L Architects. I'm going to steal another chair. This one. We'll present first, and then we have Jeremiah Dodson and Derek Dingman with PNC Construction. They'll be doing the second part of the presentation.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you again.
Thanks for having us back. I'll just get right into it. My name is Stephen Olhaber. I'm with MW&L Architects. I'm the project manager for the project. I have Jeremiah.
Sorry.
There's gonna be 3 of us.
Did you guys design this a new room?
I think you'll see it here in a minute.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a little bit of the design development presentation, sort of a consolidated form of a lot of the discussions and meetings and presentations that we've been having over the last 4 to 6 months. And then I'm going to turn it over to Jeremiah and Derek, and they're going to talk a little bit about the pricing exercises that we've had so far, and also the schedule and where we are in the entire process of it.
And so we just want to mention also, this is our last meeting in this room. So we're planning to meet in April over at the temporary space.
Should be like a drum roll.
Since 1988. So 38 years.
We'll be auctioning off the ceiling tile.
Especially the one with the water.
Similar to the airport carpeting. Okay, so I'll just get into it. So design development is where we basically move from our schematic designs to where we're looking at more detailed materials, getting into evolving the design to the next stage, which is construction drawings, where we start documenting it and perfecting the technical aspects of it. So these first couple slides are just going to be a refresher of the project, since it's been a few months since we've been here. I'll go through them relatively quickly. So the phase of the project with regards to the buildings is the darker blue is existing structures. We have the existing warehouse here, as well as the existing administration building, which we are in. We're doing an addition onto the warehouse. It's primarily an MPP, which is a mass plywood panel system, very similar to like a heavy timber system. And that will be the underlying structure for the addition here, and it'll be coated with a metal panel siding system as well as a roofing system that will be a continuation of the existing building's roofing. We also have two additions onto the administration building. The one on the right-hand side is the eastern more one is the new commission room, customer service, support areas for that, and some of the offices, as well as the deliberation room and other support areas for the commission room. The one on the left side is primarily addition of engineering offices and engineering space to provide more space for that department. And with it, there's a reorganization of the existing building spaces as well. On the site development side, well, in order to, we're creating a new public parking lot adjacent to the building, as well as a secure employee parking lot in this location. Currently, this location has the existing transformer yard, so we're going to be relocating that over to this portion of the site. And number two is where there's some current site ponding and drainage issues that will be redone with the scope of work as well. And then we do have some frontage improvements that will be happening up along Riverside to sort of have a continuation of the frontage improvements that were done in earlier phases of the facility development. This is just sort of a blow up here, so I'm not gonna really spend too much time on it. It's basically looking at the employee parking, secure parking area. So there'll be a new fence, not only at the entry point for the yard, but also we'll keep the two entrances to the site existing as they are to preserve known traffic flow patterns. But we'll have an ingress gate, and that will allow people to enter in about the parking lot, and an egress gate out here. We'll have the new drop box over here, and then we'll have the public parking areas here and here with adjacency to the main entry point to the building. And then I spoke a little bit about the additions already. So
Nice.
this is also a slide from the previous one. I'm not going to talk too much about the warehouse. Basically, what we're doing is we're adding on three components to the warehouse. We're adding in an area that will be used for the current material storage area. Currently, it's in this portion of the warehouse, which is not what the building was originally designed for. So by allowing us to move it over here, it's freeing up the space for normal operations. My understanding is most of the racking that was created here was due to COVID and procurement issues. So this is allowed to create a dedicated space to that. We're putting some new offices in as well for management of the area and shipping and receiving over here. And then we have a new area here that's got a bridge crane so that larger cable and heavier items can be driven in, unloaded safely, and then taken out on the backside of the building. All right, ta-da! This is the rendering of the new eastern face of the commission room addition of the administration building. So this would be as you sort of pull into the lot. What we're seeing here is the brand new structure. So it's about a story and a half of the commission room facing out behind the glass windows here. Sort of a gable structure. We had talked in previous meetings a little bit about the aesthetic of the building being sort of a classic Pacific Northwest style with a large overhanging roofs, express structure, celebration of the natural materials of stone, steel, and wood. We have a canopy here, more of a human scale, inviting people out, a feature tree with landscaping, a little bit of some bollards here to make the entry feel more open and flowing. And then this proceeds down to the customer service access area here. So this is all public parking. So the idea is that people can easily see the approach to the building, get out, be able to easily access the commission room as well as the customer service and public services of the facility. Oops. This is just another angle shot here, and what we're seeing on this side is the accessible parking. So again, situated right next to the main entry for ease of access, sort of continuation of the aesthetic down this side with the overhangs, customer service sort of at the end point here. One of the design features is this entry hallway here. It's a double height space, let's call it, with a glass feature looking off to the north. And inside it will be an area, we'll show this in a couple slides, but for display of the history of McMinnville Water and Light, as well as the main entry to the commission room, and then visible at the end of the hallway, the customer service, so that as people enter into the building, they get a quick introduction to McMinnville Water and Light, the history, the importance of the utility, as well as easy wayfinding to the commission and to the customer service spaces. Just another little closer up so you kind of get a little bit better feel of the entry sequence and the canopy and the entry doors as you enter into the facility. Just beyond the entry point, so that part of the building we saw is over here. There's a sort of landscaping screening wall here that separates the public spaces from the private spaces. So we have the employee entry area. The idea is to create a sort of a landscaped entry for employees as they come in and enter into a similar structured gable over here. So the entrances to the building, the language of the architecture is relatively similar. This is actually just right beyond where we're sitting right now in the commission rooms, the double height space in customer service. And the idea is to repurpose that space into a double height space for the break room. So really giving a chance for a nice break room with a nice northern light and an indoor outdoor feeling, and allow a space not only for people to come together and have impromptu meetings, but also for break and lunches. The current facility, I think, has one table serving over 60 people. So it's really not conducive to getting morning coffee, having discussions, presentations, and just having a break and having lunch with your coworkers. So we're hoping that this space will not only help serve those basic functions, but create a new chance for community at McMinnville Water and Light. And these are just some other shots down at the ground plane of the canopy structure and the entry piece here. And as we come around the building, so we saw stone and brick on the front facade, and the brick comes here, and then it basically continues around as an accent / protective base along the building. And now we're introducing a rhythm with a metal panel system, 2 metal panel patterns that are layered to create sort of a dynamic fascia that goes around the top portion of the building. That pulls us over to the engineering side. So again, sort of a similar concept with the engineering wing. The engineering wing, we'll see it in a plan coming up, but the design is an open office workstation area in the center portion with flanking closed offices on either side with exterior windows. And at the end of the space, we wanted to create a large sort of almost double height window space to allow light to penetrate deeper into the building, so that the engineering space has a little bit more views to the exterior, and it feels a lot more light in there in sort of the natural rhythms of the day. This is a quick sort of diagram of the 2 different metal panel systems, and you can kind of see them as they go across the building. The top one is more of the varied pattern, and the bottom is more of the regular one, but it creates sort of a dynamic movement across it with the brick wainscoting, not only as a decorative element, but also as a protective element at the base of the building. Quick refresher here. This is the administration building. The red lines basically denote what is the existing building and the additions on either side, to the east and to the west. What I've done here is sort of highlighted a couple of the areas I just wanted to touch on tonight. And these are sort of the feature areas. We'll have some shots of just sort of the general office, but the main entry sequence over here, this is sort of the public parking area. And this is the display / main commission room entrance in blue with customer service desks at the end and counters space at the end. The orange here is the main commission space with supporting pantry, storage, and deliberation room. And sort of a nice axial entry into the room with the commission and dais wall at the end. The green is for customer service. So we have the customer service windows allowing a nice view to the entry space to see people as they enter into the space and greet them, with the support desk behind them, customer service office behind it. We also have introduced a consultation room for people that need additional consultation with the records and privacy that may not that could be better serviced here versus at the counter. Bathroom, unisex bathroom for people needing restroom facilities while they're here at the facility. And then sort of other support areas with copy and storage. Over here is the break room I was talking about earlier. Again, it's sort of a repurposing of the existing double height space customer service area and sort of flows out under a covered exterior break area. And then down here in the orange is engineering. The sort of the balance of the plan is closed offices with exterior windows on the north and south sides, sort of continuation of the existing layout of the building, refurbishment to the existing toilet rooms for men's and women's, and enlargement of the women's and adding a shower in there that currently isn't in the existing crew rooms. Creating some larger offices for some of the multi-person departments, a new record storage room, a new conference room, a new quiet room, and a couple of miscellaneous storage IDF rooms for technology as well. There'll be an upgrade to the server room, the IT room, so that it's all integrated here in the current area, but just to maintain that while we go through construction. So to focus in on the addition here, so again, the blue is the main entry. Three along the main entry, we have the entrance to the commission room. We have the display wall of the McMinnville Water and Light history. We have the customer services desk down at the end of it. Again, the main commission space here, a pantry space that can serve refreshments either through a roll-up or bifold counter. Looking into the main commission space, storage for the different arrangements of chairs and desks for the commission space, the deliberation room accessed off the commission, as well as a back entrance here. The supporting toilet rooms for if that happen in this new room. And in the green, again, the customer service, not only the service desks, but also the support areas behind it as well, and the consultation meeting room, 6 toilet rooms. So these are some pictures, renderings of the entry hallway from the interior. We basically, what I've done is sort of cut the section, removing the exterior glass. So the idea is you come in through the main doors. There's the commission room entrance here called out, decorative light fixtures, sort of mimicking the feeling of raindrops. Again, the McMinnville Water and Light getting most of its power source from the Bonneville Dam, and that being fueled by rain in the area, the Pacific Northwest feel of it. A macro graphic of the forests that surround us in Yamhill County in the greater Northern Oregon. Sort of a lazy river of imagery and history of McMinnville with dates and highlighted events that have happened over the history of the utility. Welcome screen that will show what's happening in the commission room and any other sort of public information that needs to be broadcast. This is just another view as you sort of are passing the main commission doors. And you can see down at the end, the customer service desks welcoming customers in for help, clearly annotated with the sign as well. And this is from the inside the customer service space. So you can kind of see looking out a clear view down the hallway as well. This is the main commission room. So the commission room is featuring the mass plywood panels that will be creating the roof. And so we'll see the natural wood from the underside of it. This is the large bank of windows that looks off into the east. The room is designed with a layer of decorative acoustic felt along the people plane up to 10 feet. A dais wall with an integrated projection screen and projector at the back, a movable dais and commission furniture to support not only commission meetings, but able to move around for other events, presentations, all staff rooms as well. And then this is a view from basically at the commission desk looking backwards. So again, the wall with the super graphic of regional forests in the background, a potential wall showing the history of the commissioners of McMinnville Water and Light. And you can see the continuation of the windows providing a really nice sort of natural light to the space as well. This is the break room area. So again, repurposing of the double height customer service area. We've created 3 zones here. We have the blue zone, which is more of the service zone. So as people come into the main entry here through the vestibule, easily to get drop off lunches, to pick up a morning coffee, morning water, meet fellow employees, and then we go about the day. For lunchroom, again, coming in, this is where all the microwave and the cooking and the water and coffee stations will be as well. There'll be some monitors also. You can kind of see it over here for any type of announcements or other broadcast of information. And then the idea was to also create sort of a more of a cozier, quiet zone for people that may not want to do as much socialization, just needs a quick break for eating their lunch or reading an email or having a private conversation. So it's over in this zone. So you can sort of see it in the upper area here. So some built-in booths, more softer seating, a lower ceiling, a little bit more intimate and quieter space for that, separated out from what's a little bit more public space. And then there's the exterior breakout area underneath the covered roof that we saw in some of the earlier imagery. Again, this is the engineering addition on the west side. So again, closed offices flanking on the north and south. We have the larger workstations in the middle. We're using MPP panels again for the roof structure here. So again, expressing all the structure on the inside of the building, along with the glulam beams and some of the ductwork and lighting, but really trying to open up the space with as much light as possible and bring it in as far as we can into the building. There's some support spaces here for printers and impromptu meeting areas, as well as IDF and storage space as well. And then these are just some general images of the closed offices up in the upper left-hand corner. The idea of introducing side lights, full height side lights, to allow for light to penetrate into the more interior spaces of the building. This is one of the hallways looking down with an opportunity for art walls, again, showing prominent events that happened in history, the water and light. This is sort of on the right side with a little bit more, some room offices having a little bit more openness to them for visibility, interactability with people walking by. And then this is sort of an image of the renovation of the bathrooms, going with more higher privacy stalls, as well as integrated lavatories with integrated paper towel dispensers, soap and mirrors, but sort of doing a little bit of an upgrade to what is currently existing bathrooms. Okay.
All right.
I'll pass it on to Jeremiah here
Yeah,
from PNC
absolutely.
Construction.
Absolutely. Thanks, Stephen. Good evening, council. Thanks for having us. As Stephen mentioned, I'm Jeremiah Dodson with PNC Construction, and Derek is our estimator with PNC Construction. He and I are going to touch on the budget and the schedule. And in short, we're on budget and we're on schedule. So that's really good news. This is kind of hard to see, but I've asked Derek to kind of go through the estimate, high level.
Or just screw the.
There you go. The top button you hold down for the, there you go.
Just fine. So doing it from the high level right here, it's kind of hard to see, but this number is about 24,998,000. So we're roughly tracking to be about $11,000 under budget, which is great. And we're still going through plenty of exercises with our team, working with trade partners, working with pre-construction consultants and the architects as we kind of look at options. Help forming design by finding things of value that can help maintain space, aesthetics. So teams been working together to pursue all options, be good stewards of the budget. So that being said, we're tracking right along as we move into the GMP phase. One thing to note is that to get us to the finish line here, we are carrying evolution of design contingency. So that will kind of help cover any changes as we kind of establish the final GMP amount and make sure that we capture all design changes. And then we are also carrying contingency for bidding. So that will help us with any market volatility once we get to the bidding process, which is coming up real soon, once we receive the permit set. And right now the market is looking pretty good for bids. So I'm feeling pretty confident where we're at. So this area right here, this is kind of broken out by a typical construction formatting and nomenclature, just to kind of summarize each section. And it's building systems and materials as far as concrete, masonry, metals, So this is just kind of putting all those amazing renderings that Steven shared with us down into some numbers right here. And so this column that we're on here, this carries the total cost that gets us to that 24.9 mark. And then the following columns here, this kind of just breaks out the costs of where we are with the admin and addition. And then the next column over is the MPP warehouse and seismic upgrades for that. And then we have next column we have here is for the site work and the work at the smaller work at the public right of way and also at the north lot. So we're pretty high level. I'll spend the next 3 hours going to the nuts and bolts. Just make sure everyone's still awake.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So on the drawings, the one question I had that I know that Trina had talked about is where is the screen for the commission to look at?
Oh, so it'll be in like tablet sized formats of so you'll have the screen in front
So
of
it'll just be this, it won't be large except for behind us.
you.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
So when you do the pointer, will we be able to see it on our screens?
What we want, yeah.
yeah.
That's what we want. Well, Pat, let's make that happen.
I'm assuming we're gonna get larger tablets too,
Yeah.
Pat.
Okay, all right, I just want to make sure we have something that we can see like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know the numbers are small, so if there's any questions, please let me know. Move forward. All right, I'll click it over to Jeremiah and he'll kind of at on high level of our path to get to GMP and construction.
So high level project milestones, you can kind of see here, this is 2026 and 2027. Month to month, we have started early procurement in February. We've already started that process. And this is in March, submit for permit, which we have submitted. What day did you submit on? Thursday. This last Thursday, which is wonderful. And then we are going to be in project bidding with subcontractors in March as well, with the GMP approved and executed in May. Water and Light will move in May as well.
We did receive our permit for that too.
What's that?
We did receive our permit. for
Received the permit for that as well. Yep.
that. Couple changes we need to make over there.
In anticipation of having the building permit issued in June of 26 and construction starting in June. And this is construction moving all the way forward until we get to substantial completion in July of 27, at which time Water and Light will move in as well. So this is kind of a high level project schedule and we're sticking to it and we're on schedule. So here you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So-
And that concludes our presentation. So I don't know what we have next. I don't think there's anything else there.
Any questions?
Any commissioners have any questions?
Thank you.
At this point,
You guys do a great job presenting. Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Looks good. Okay. Okay, so there are no staff reports on the agenda. Next, we have a presentation on our fiscal year 26-27 draft personnel budget by Marcy.
Where's-
Wait, hi.
I'm going to take us through a presentation on our personnel budget. I do have budget numbers in here, they're preliminary. And then we'll, I know that finance is still working on the budget, and so we'll see more complete numbers in May. So this is our schedule. So we started off our process last month, capital budget. Today we're doing the personnel budget. We'll see the O&M budget next month. And then May will be the draft with proposed adoption in June. So I have a slide here that shows our mission and our core values. So these are the items I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to talk a little bit about our workforce, give you a feel for that a little bit, talk about staffing changes that we're proposing for this budget season coming up. We'll look at benefits. We have some preliminary numbers there. And we'll take a peek out about 5 years, looking at potential retirements that we see on the horizon, and then look at some budget numbers. So a little bit about our workforce. We have 66 employees today, 49 separate jobs that they do. 12 of those are in a union. So our line operations are in the IBEW 125. 21 CDL drivers, it's a third of our workforce. Average length of service today, 11 years, 11 employees over 20 years of service, just quite a bit. We have 2 currently working that have 30 years of service in, and then a third of our workforce was hired in the last 5 years. So I think this is kind of an interesting chart to give you a feel for our workforce over time. We put this together in 2022 and I updated it for this presentation, but what it shows is it shows the average number of employees by year, and it goes back to 2008. I go back to that date because we got our new computer system in 2009, so it was an easy batch of numbers to get. But you can see where we're the number of employees that we've had over time. What's interesting is that in 2008, we had on average 58 employees. You can see we had something similar in 2016 and 17 and 18. We had 58 employees also in 1988. So that was when we came to this building in June of 88. And we had 58 employees at that time too. They were doing different jobs. Jobs have changed over time, but we had the same amount of employees at that time. We had less than half of the number of meters though. So we had 8,000 electric meters in 88. Today we have 17,000. We had 5,000 water meters at that time, and now we have 12,000. So a lot of growth since that time, but not a lot of growth in our employee count. This chart also shows our retirements. So we'll talk in a minute about retirements, but you can see that through these years, we've typically had 0 to 3 retirements. 2017 was a significant year for us. So that was the year when we had 7 employees leave and for retirements, and several of those were from the senior management group. So we had our general manager leave, our finance director retire, HR manager retire, and so that was a big year for us with those 7. Okay, so now I'm going to look a little bit at the staffing changes that we've drafted into our budget. So what we're this is our line department. So line operations, they do the construction and maintenance of our transmission and distribution lines and our substations. So you can see that these first 2 columns, this here is a line crew. This is a line crew as well. We had an apprentice on both crews. So there was another apprentice up until mid-year this fiscal year, and he resigned. And so what we've decided to do, which makes the one FTE decrease, is to not fill that this year. So often we'll hire the apprentices to when we see a future retirement. It takes about 3.5 years to go through an apprenticeship. And then we like to time those out to replace a journeyman lineman. So we're going to assess what's needed in that department and come back another time for whatever's needed. I also show you here that there's some changes on this other side. So over here, this is our group that works on meters and substations. There's a lot of technology in our substations, and there's also a lot of technology in our electric meters. And we have a retirement happening at the end of this month. So Lad Bristow has been with us for 30 years. He has had a good journey here at Water and Light, where he started off as a seasonal, and then he went to the meter reading department, became an apprentice, became a lineman, became an MPP technician. So he's held several jobs here. He's retiring, and then with his retirement, we're then going to fill our wireman vacant, our wireman position. That'll be a new position for us, and that'll be somebody who works on the instrumentation and things in the substation control rooms.
So you're not filling his specific position? It's gonna be a different position.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the difference between the two positions?
He spends most of his time dealing with meters, the metering part, and the wireman will be spending more time with the control wiring in the substations and the relaying in the substations, protective relaying.
So then this is a look at our electrical engineering. This isn't the full department. I didn't put the whole department up here. I took a few positions off so we could understand it a little bit better. So the group over here on the left, you have the supervisor and 2 technicians. So those are engineering staff who work with customers. They might work with the residential or commercial customers to add new services or upgrade services. And then on the other side, on the right, you have the engineering supervisor and senior project manager. So they're going to work more on those capital projects, transmission lines, big underground overhead projects, things like that. There is overlap between the two, but that's generally my understanding of those two groups. So last year when we had the budget season, we had 2 technicians and we did not have an electrical engineer, this position right here. And I had mentioned that is a position that we have the workload for and would like in the future. So unexpectedly, one of our technicians left, and we were going to fill that position. And we thought, what if we have the electrical engineer, we hire an electrical engineer and have him do the technician role for a year. And one of the advantages of that is that person can then support that other group of the technicians in their workload when it's too much and when there's more challenging projects. So that's what we've done. We hired an electrical engineer, and we're asking for in the budget for this electrical engineering technician position. And it's only a half FTE for this budget season because we wouldn't be hiring them until the halfway mark. So that is the goal for that that department. Any questions on that? Seasonal, so we hire seasonal workers and interns most years. So we usually hire between 1 and 3 seasonals. We'll hire 1 or 2 interns. We're not going to hire any interns this year because we'll be moving into that swing space and there will be a lot going on this summer. But we are planning to hire the 1 seasonal worker. I threw up a picture of Gavin Smith. He was one of our seasonal workers 2 years ago. He went to Linfield and he recently joined the graduate program in California for civil engineering. But he did a good job for us that summer. Okay, this is a breakdown of the changes that we have currently in the budget. So you can see the negative 1 position for the lineman. It's represented by 2 lines because the apprentice was close to becoming a journeyman in the current budget. This shows the changes between that retiring employee and the hiring of the wireman. Most of this is in the current budget. So we're going to hire that wireman in this year's budget, but not until the end of this year. So that's coming up.
Can I ask one
Yeah.
quick question? So on the 1 retiring MPP technician,
Yeah.
so is it negative 1.42? That would be like 1.5 positions, is that right?
Negative 1.42.
Should it be 0.42?
Right here.
Yeah,
Should be 0.42.
I have to think about what that is. I
think what it is that he's leaving in the mid-year, so it probably should be 0.42, not 1.42. Right.
think it's 1.42, but maybe we didn't have them switched
So
over.
it's 1.42 because we're comparing the budget this year to the budget last year, so that position is dropped in the new, the fiscal year 26-27.
Oh, I see what
So
you're
that's the
getting at.
-1 and then the 0.42
And then you're adding the
because of
one.
mid-year.
You're riding the wireman back. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
yep, okay.
Thanks. Good question. This is our half FTE for the electrical engineering department. We hired this year a facilities maintenance worker, so we had a seasonal working for us and we canceled our janitorial contract and funded that position with that cancellation of the janitorial contract. We have a senior CSR who went part-time, went from full-time to 90% employment. This current fiscal year, we have a meter reader who went to the utility worker position. And this is just balancing out that budget. And then we had additional seasonals last summer. We won't have those this summer. So those are the changes. Any questions on any of those? Okay, retirements. We're estimating 13 retirements in the next 5 years. So we'll have 1 this year, maybe 2 or in the next fiscal year. This is a calendar year chart. So in this calendar year, we'll have 1, we may have 2. One of them may be in 2027, we're not sure yet. But 13 retirements, we're estimating 6 in 2029. I think that grouping of retirements is going to be significant for us. So we are looking at 3 from the senior management group and then another 3 from the manager supervisor group. So could be significant for us. Average 21 years of service in those employees there. And we are doing succession planning and looking at those positions at in our regular meetings for succession planning. Okay, now I'm going to switch to benefits. So benefits, these are preliminary numbers for increases to our rates. We get preliminary numbers in February, and then we get actual numbers in June, and then make a decision in July on insurance. So significant increase in the medical insurance rates, and we've had good high increases the last 2 years as well. So this is the third year of some significant increases. The state of Oregon has a paid leave program that is required of all businesses, and that was enacted in 2023. And the state says that people can participate in their plan, or they can do an equivalent plan. So you can get that through, you can build it yourself, or you can purchase insurance through an insurance company that provides the same services as the state plan. So that's what we've done. We've done an equivalent plan where we purchase insurance through Hartford. And the rate currently is about half of what the state mandated rate is. So the state rate is currently 1% of gross wages. We do share that rate with our staff. So staff is paying 60%, so we're paying 40%. And we're estimating it'll be about 16,000 for water and lights share this next year. All of our employees participate in PERS. So PERS has 3 different memberships. Tier 1, we have 1 employee in Tier 1. We have 10 employees in Tier 2. And then all of our other employees are in the OPSERT group. So it's based on when you were hired, what year you were hired. And so all of our staff participate in that. PERS also has an individual account program that is part of PERS. And that's, as its name says, that's an account that an individual has, and it, money goes into that account and builds over time. And Water and Light pays for that program at 6% of a person's salary. And then employees can participate also in the Oregon Savings Growth Plan if they wish. And we have a good amount of employees who are participating in that deferred compensation plan. So the rates change every 2 years. They changed last year. And so they won't change this year. So this is our current rates and what we will have for the next fiscal year. 26.4% for that Tier 1 and Tier 2 group, 24.46% for the OPSERT group, and then an additional 6% for each of those groups. That's a fair amount of money there. So this pie chart shows, it answers the question, what percentage of total compensation is wages? Or what percentage of total compensation is PERS, retirement, or health insurance? So 63% is wages for us, and that's what it's been the last couple of years. the others. The other percentages listed there as well. I do have a little comparison on the bottom to show some of our other utilities that we work with and what their percentages are. And we're fairly similar to them. But the difference is going to be on what insurance people have and what salaries they pay, things like that. This is the same information, but it's in a table. So the two columns on the left are showing what the estimated actual is for this fiscal year. And then the last two columns are showing what's proposed for the next year. So this is the budget number for the current year and the current draft budget number for the personnel budget. It's 8.3% change over the previous year. This is a very busy chart, but there's something I wanted to show you on here. So this is a breakdown of the payroll by department. And you can see down here, I have less city allocations. This is the amount, let me get to the budget. So that right there is the amount currently budgeted for the amount the city is paying for work that we do on city sewer billing and city service charge. So that comes off of there. Any questions or?
Good presentation.
So next month we'll talk about the O&M budget.
Okay,
So that'll be and then the following month it'll all be combined. So you'll see the whole budget.
thank you, Marcy.
Did Brett join?
I can't see.
Trina, did Brett join?
Nope, he has not joined.
Okay, we'll keep going for now. So John has provided a general manager report.
It's come up since,
Okay,
if you're ready.
Yeah.
Like I said before, this will be the last meeting in the room, so I saw Julie taking pictures. That was good. Also, I'll be talking to Dundee about waters service potentially, so that'll be something else coming up. And then lastly, April 13th through 16th, I've been asked to go back to Washington DC to talk to administration and the Senate Energy Committee about BPA and rates and administrator, residential exchange, Clear River System operations litigation. That was the memo you saw, potentially 6 to 7% increase in our BPA bill. So those are the items that I know for sure right now.
are any of the other representatives from the municipalities?
It'll be, I don't know who the group is, but it is members of the Public Power Council that'll be going back.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so that'll be Scott Sims, who you met. I don't know if you met Sam McDonald. She's the lobbyist. So
Yeah, a year ago.
right. So that, and then that'll be 2 or 3 other municipals or PUDs going back.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, good job. All right, did any commissioners have any questions about John's report? Things like that.
I'm trying to read.
I had a question too, so I just want to go back. Do you keep track of this like every day? I mean, and then just go back and put it together?
Actually, yeah,
So I'm like, this is pretty impressive that you do this.
So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
So staff does a good job of keeping their parts up to date. So,
So the draining of the reservoir.
oh, yeah, there was one other update. So we,
Okay,
yes, I think it's a reservoir 2's drained now, James. So we inspected reservoir 1, service reservoir 1, and reservoir 2 is now drained and ready for inspection, and that's next week. So also one other item, so we did have the Haskins Reservoir drained last week for inspection. And we got 8 inches of rain in the watershed over the weekend, so it's full.
oh,
It filled up over the weekend. So 250 million gallons.
So that was after inspection.
That was after inspection.
Okay.
Yes, so it's full.
that was.
And so we
great.
were spilling over the weekend.
Wow.
Okay.
Pretty impressive weekend.
Did you have any questions?
My question was just more in general understanding the fiber optic.
Okay,
You know, I mean,
our fiber optic system in general, or,
yes,
okay, so we have about 27 miles of fiber that rings the city.
Okay.
It's a 144 ring, and we have branches off that are smaller, so 144 fiber. So there's 144 fibers in that cable, and that runs to every school. Goes in the schools, and then also to the city buildings, and then to water and light facilities. So it loops in and out of most of those facilities.
And all overhead.
It's mostly overhead. It follows our poles.
okay,
I think the one exception where it doesn't loop is over to Washer and Lafayette. It's just a single line over there. So that is each of the entities, so it'd be water and light and the city and the school district each get 12 fibers for their entity use. And then the remaining 108 fibers are available for lease. As a dark fiber lease. So I think we have 8 leases, Thad, is that right? 8 or 9? I can't remember the number, but it's somewhere in that range. That other entities lease out from.
is there a requirement or is there a application type process or could any business?
Any that wanted a point-to-point type
Yeah.
lease could lease the fiber if they want to.
Okay.
Because we pretty much manage that connection.
Yeah.
So.
Any other questions? No. Okay. And then I was gonna wait to you until, do you want to do yours now, or I was gonna?
If you're done with everything else, it doesn't look like
Brent's
Mr.
gonna
Keller's
do
gonna join us. so I
Okay,
can-
and then, so I just have 11, 12, and 13, 11 and 12 left. Do you want me to do those?
Oh.
I have commissioner comments and then financials.
Sure.
Okay. So anything off of the agenda that a commissioner wants to bring up? Nope.
Nope.
Okay, financial information. Were there any questions in regards to the financial information? Okay,
Really good.
perfect. So we're gonna go back, and since Brent isn't here, we're gonna have Sam. take
I'm
care of
gonna pinch it for Brent. So Mr. Keller would be reporting to you, and he has his report. I have it as page 30 of the packet, but this is March 6th, the 2026 letter. And he reports on the current stumpage sales. But the action item that we need to address is related to the 2024 stumpage sale. That's a 300-401 road sale purchased by Boise Cascade Wood Products. And so we're looking at that because we received confirmation that Boise has paid all of its taxes, the timber harvest taxes. There's actually a copy of a letter from the Oregon Department of Revenue back to Boise Building Solutions Manufacturing, this in your packet. And in the event, based on that, I would suggest a motion to release the performance and payment bonds and the cash deposit of $25,000 back to Boise Cascade on the 300-401 road sale. That would be the motion. And this is how we close out sales. Once we've got the confirmation the tax has been paid, then we release bonds and we release deposits back to the timber buyers.
I
Okay,
would make that motion to approve.
okay.
a second that.
So I have a motion from Commissioner Johnson and a second from Commissioner Elmer. Any further discussion? Okay, all those in favor, say aye.
I,
Any opposed? All right,
Have one other item there if you
yes,
allow. If there's any interest, we do have something, there's an annual conference of the Northwest Public Power Association. If any commissioner would like to go, you can, it's in May and it's in Spokane. Okay,
thank you. Okay, we will now be going into executive session. There is no further action to be taken by the commission this evening, so we will not be returning to open session. Ask the general counsel, Sam Justice, to please read the citation to take us into executive session. And thank you, everybody else, for being here. Bye.
We're going to go into executive session on two matters. I believe the first matter we're going to go into executive session on is pursuant to RS 192-660 sub 2 sub E to conduct deliberations with persons designated to negotiate real property transactions. After that, we'll go into executive session pursuant to RS 192-660 sub 2 sub F to consider information records exempt from public disclosure under RS 192-345-23 revealing security measures to protect individuals, buildings, property, and information processing, and RS 192-662B to consider matters relating to cybersecurity infrastructure and responses to cybersecurity threats. If we had any media with us tonight, they'd be cautioned not to share anything publicly. If they were in executive session, I don't think we have any media here today. And we will not be taking any other actions, and we will not be returning tonight into an open session. We'll be adjourning in the closed session.
And did you ask if anybody needed to recuse himself?
And does anyone need to recuse yourself from the?
no.
Okay,
And
we
then-
want to make sure.
and if you want, you can have
Well,
a quick break and there's food available.
Be great if that's okay with